last night was the good reason not to come out. But tonight, it's just cold. Come on. This is nothing. Canada, you have a candle in your glove compartment in case your engine dies or something. Because the candle will keep you alive, just one lumen. Just enough to keep you alive. Manitoba, Winnipeg, like 50 below, Hello. Started with need, turned into greed, profits at the loss of everything. God only knows I kept my eyes closed, blind to what the consequences bring. Starting to see, I'm starting to see lessons to be learned from history. Starting to see, I'm starting to see, window is opening, clouded by fear, I couldn't hear the voice of love was silent in my heart. I say farewell to the past, beginning at last to lift the veil that walls us all apart. Starting to see, starting to see new answers to this ancient mystery. Starting to see, starting with me, the window opening, out of the darkness of my days, feeling my way out of the haze. Starting to see, I'm starting to see new answers to this ancient mystery I'm starting to see. I'm starting with me. Got my eyes wide open to see it all new. The window is open, so bring it on through. My heart's wide open to you. To you.
That was beautiful, Ray. And I know who wrote that song, too. His name is, Ray Atkins. That was wonderful.
Thank you.
I love that. It was perfect for tonight, too. Oh, God is in this place. How good it is to come into the presence. For the presence is always, always within us. And for us to become consciously aware, as we are right now, that there is a presence and a power that overspans eternity and dwells right within our own hearts and minds, is all we need to remember. For this divine presence loves, nurtures, guides, adores us. And how perfect it is to come into fellowship, into this wonderful sense of camaraderie with all of the beloveds here, not only in this very room, but those that we ultimately reach online. We give thanks for the opportunity just to be together, to remember who we are. And in remembering who we are, we remember that God is present, omnipresent, everywhere present, within all people and all sentient beings. How good it is to feel the warmth of spirit. Oh yes, tonight especially, to feel the warmth of spirit and to enter more deeply into this loving presence, which is forever smiling within our souls. So we listen for the music of the heart. We listen for the song of the soul. And it uplifts, and it heals, and blesses, and inspires, and deepens our faith, and reminds us that all there is God. So gratefully, we accept this truth. Confidently, we release our word of thought, God's perfect law. And I invite you to say with me, and so it is, and so you are. Hello, I am so glad to welcome you. This is the Greater Philadelphia Center for Spiritual Living, and I am Maxine Kaye, and that's Ray Atkins, and that's all of you. Yay! So good to be with you. I feel warmer already just looking at you. So we're so happy that you're with us, and we're happy that anyone who will be online with us Sunday and days following that, because you can tune in at any time. We're just so grateful that you're here. We welcome you. We invite you. You are welcome here. This is a place of inclusion, and we celebrate and we honor and we give thanks for every magnificent way that divine life shows up in all people, and our hearts are open to you. So thank you for being with us. Thank you for making it worthwhile that we came here too. You're very dear to us. And gosh, we had a special Sunday last Sunday, didn't we? Woo-hoo. Did we celebrate everything possible? Did we leave anything out? I don't think so. It was wonderful, because that's what we do as a community. We gather to learn and to teach and to grow and to love each other and to walk with each other when the times are tough and to celebrate each other when there are great things going on. And we're grateful for this beloved community. Very, very grateful. And we have a lot of things that we get to do. I don't like to say have to do. We get to do. What do we get to do using our spiritual tools for every imaginable kind of human purpose? What do we get to do as we know we're here for a reason? Do you remember what that is? It's going to be up on the screen in a minute, okay? We are here to awaken humanity to its spiritual magnificence. Magnificence. Next time you're walking down the street or in a store or at the bank or in the post office lines are getting longer, aren't they? Next time you're there, look around and even without a word, just think, oh, look at God looking back at me. Look how beautifully God shows up in all of these wonderful people, so diverse and so marvelous, each of them a great spirit, evoluting right along. And so let's see how beautiful each one is. That's how we get to awaken each other. We have to wake up first, right? We'll be talking more about that after a bit. Oh, gosh, I love that song, Ray. Thank you so much for that. Starting to see. And we also know that we have a vision for the world, because we have our own world. It's like this big or it's this big. You know, it's our family, it's our neighbors and our friends and co-workers, our community. Oh, but it's so much bigger than that. And we are always expanding out into our world, the greater world, becoming more conscious and becoming more aware that we are all connected. And so we want for every sentient being to have the greatest life, to live their best life. We want them to have plenty of food and water and comfort and love and understanding. And so this is what we would like to have happen. We wish to co-create a world that works for everyone. Now, it's not going to work the same for every person, because we all have different intentions, different needs, different desires, but we want it to work for everyone. And that means discovering who they really are, so that they, as we and all the people on this beautiful light path, we all get to utilize a power for good, to create good in the universe. So we want it for everybody, but we also want it for all. The whole planet, everything and everyone in it, right? Yeah. And then we also have something that we developed a number of years ago here in our own center, and it's our purpose statement. Would you care to say it with me? Living, loving, learning, spirituality that works. It does. So I would like to put our new assistant minister to work. This is the Declaration of Principles. You can tell them all about it, please.
Okay, all about it?
Well,
How about some of it?
Some of it, okay.
We believe I better read it. We believe in the incarnation of the Spirit in humanity, and that all people are incarnations of the one Spirit. That says a lot. You know, that would give you something to contemplate, to meditate on. When you meditate, try this sometime. Say, I am.
I am.
You're declaring the name of God. That's your God peace. That's God peace expressing in you, through you, as you. I am. Yes, you are. And so it is.
And so it is. Thank you. Okay. We're going to have an opening song. Do you want them to stand up?
Yeah, you can.
Sure. Why don't you stand up? You know this song. Everybody knows it.
I can see clearly
Now the rain has gone.
I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. Gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day. has gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day. Yeah, it's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day. It's gonna be.
Beautiful. All right, I'm going to talk to the kids now. All those kids who are going to be listening in on Sunday morning. Good morning. You know the song that Ray just played that we sang with him? Some of you may have heard me tell you this before, but many, many years ago, once upon a time, at a church in Alamo, California. No, this was the one in Palo Alto, California. There was a little 5-year-old girl in our congregation. Her name was Iris Elizabeth. And Iris Elizabeth, one day, when the service was coming to a close, she said, "Reverend Maxine, can I sing a song?" I said, "Sure." So she came up, I gave her the mic, and she went, "I can see clearly now the rain has gone. I can see all popsicles in my way." And I have never forgotten that. And all popsicles in my way. Well, I think that's pretty cool. Popsicles melt, you have no more problems. Not an obstacle. Okay, so I wanted to ask you, some of you wear glasses, some of you wear glasses for reading. Certainly you wear sunglasses. Have you ever tried on 3D glasses in a movie? Yeah? And have you looked through microscopes and telescopes? Maybe did you ever go snorkeling? You have goggles on, or maybe just goggles when you're swimming? There's so many ways to view our world. You've heard the expression, looking at the world through rose-colored glasses. That means just being very happy and optimistic about everything because the glasses that you're wearing show things as more beautiful than they may have appeared to be otherwise. So how do you think all the different ways that we see ourselves, and have you ever been in a fun house where you have those mirrors that get you all grotesque? That's kind of fun too. And you're really glad when you come out and you look in a regular mirror and you didn't stick. But how do you suppose God sees the world? Well, we read in Scripture that God created the world and said, it was good. Very definitely approving of this beautiful creation. If God sees the world as good, sees you as wonderful and brilliant and beautiful, how could we ever think anything less than that of ourselves or our friends or our family? So if we put on some God goggles and we see the world the way God sees it, we're going to have a much better view, right? So whatever you're seeing today and however you're seeing it, remember, you are so greatly loved. Now enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and we hope to see you very soon. Okay. Whew, thought they'd never leave. Now I have the great pleasure of introducing our newest member of the Board of Trustees to give your announcements, and that's Linda Solomon.
Hello.
Hello.
Many thanks to everybody who made Sunday a wonderful celebration. We installed Reverend Mike as our assistant minister. We have our new member Trish here tonight and our 2 Florida members. It was wonderful. And Dr. Maxine, of course, we celebrated her with 10 roses, 1 for every year that she was here with us. It comes time for the people to think about what they would like to pledge for next year. We ask that you fill out some giving forms and do some prayerful thought around what you would like to give so we can make plans for 2025. Ready? December 21st, 6:30 p.m. here, winter solstice. You don't want to miss it. We're going to have a lot of interfaith speakers, and lights get low, and it's really a cool night. And our theme is Honor the Darkness, Rejoice in the Light. And of course, our Ray Atkins will be there, and also Jim Wade, who's been with us in the past. So join us for a fun, inspirational, and exciting evening. Now, if you're an early bird like me, you want to join us on Tuesday, the last day of 2024, December 31st, with Reverend Mike at 6:45 a.m. in Malvern at the AVE Clubhouse for World Peace Meditation. I've done it in the past. It's really kind of a nice way to end the year. And then we're all going out for breakfast, so it's always food. So for any of these, if you could register at www.csLphilly.org and stay warm.
Thank you, Lynn. Good job. Now it's my pleasure to invite our practitioner of the evening, Joe Lurquin, to come up for the Practitioner Corner. His new stole.
Welcome to today's celebration. My name is Joe Lurquin, and I am a professional licensed practitioner with the Greater Philadelphia Centers for Spiritual Living. I would like to read the following from 365 Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes, page 368. We all wish to be brought out of darkness into the light, to be free from the bondage of fear, superstition, and want. The mind must be riveted on freedom. The thought must rise translucent over bondage. If we do this, then we are brought from the shadow of darkness into the light of glorious freedom of God. The Talmud says that we would be free from sin mistakes. The mind and heart must be open to enlightenment. Ignorance of the truth is a great sin or mistake. From the spiritual enlightenment alone can give us freedom. But what is spiritual enlightenment other than an increasing capacity consciously to become aware of the divine presence as peace, joy, and harmony? We are to know the truth that makes us free. We must first recognize the essential non-reality of evil as being a thing within itself. We must equally know the essential absolute reality of good, not only as the supreme beneficence, but as the absolute power. Therefore, today I am resolved to see only the good, and whatever evil in the form of lack, fear, pain, or unnecessary or uncertainty presents itself, I shall endeavor instantly to recognize its native thoughtlessness, to know that it is entirely relative. I shall make every effort to see through the limitations to that which is boundless and free. I shall proclaim the guide tidings of the freedom of the kingdom of God in my experience and in my experience of everyone I contact. I relax and let a power greater than myself work for me, in me, and through me. I state this treatment in the first person and invite you to take it for yourself. This is what I know. I know that I am one. I am one with the one. The one God is always with me, always around me, and always there available for me when I need him, when I need the presence. I know that this is the truth, and I know that everything is available to me right here and right now, for that is the good that is all around me. For God is good, and good is God. I know this is the truth, and I know that the light within me forms brighter and brighter each day as I know and are part of what is the wonderment of all that is around me. I know that good is everywhere, and everything that I know is good. Therefore, I recognize that this is the perfect place to be, and that it is now in the presence of the One, knowing that the One is always available. And I'm so very grateful for this knowing and for this knowledge. And I release this now into the world, into the mind of God, into the world that is around me, knowing that all is complete, all is done, as we say together. And so it is. Oh, next page. Today's affirmation. I see clearly the truth behind each appearance, the wholeness within all situations, and the love within all people. Thank you.
The self like an object reflected in glass appears to be mind in the whole universe. And man, by forgetting his identity, is lost in delusion and knows misery. The highest religion consists of just this, to bridle the mind and in truth become fixed. The uncontrolled mind is man's sole evil foe. It vanquishes men with its weapons of woe. Forgetful of this, men see evil in men. Like fools they forget that all evil's within. Without love, all learning is vain. Only through love, true bliss is regained.
Let us take a deep breath of spirit. Feel that divine energy as it enters every cell of our bodies, healing, renewing, restoring, bringing us to a higher level of consciousness where there is love, the warmth of love, the power of love. It moves through our bodies, healing and blessing. It moves through our emotions, calming and restoring. It moves through our minds, clarifying and inspiring. This loving presence is the only real power in the universe, and it is fully present within each of us now, and we are fully present within it. Let this holy breath of love bring us gently and powerfully into our hearts, where we perceive a greater truth than we may have ever known. feel a more substantial love and compassion than we have ever experienced. And be overflowing, become overflowing with this divine presence, so that we are so filled that it must go forth from us. It is opulent. It must move out and be shared with all in the world, all in the universe, touching, blessing, lifting up, healing, guiding, inspiring, showing the way. And we rest in the calm expression of the flow of this life and simply flow with it, deeply involved with the faith, the clarity, the compassion of the universe. And that which seems dark and that which appears and feels cold begins to respond to the waves of love as that current in the Pacific Ocean is warm in the midst of the cold. And we seek it and we find it, for it is already right within and all around us. And so the warmth of the presence melts away anything that seems other than love, beauty, wisdom, compassion, and love. Love always wins. It is winning right now. And we stand tall in its presence and rest in its compassion, overflowing with love. We rest and let this divine movement continue to take place universally. And as we look out at the world and see how beautiful it truly is, we know that all is well. All is well, truly, truly, all is well.
What more can remain to be gained by that man whose heart's filled with love, who's found joy within? His words are of truth, and all men are made pure by hearing from him of the one who endures. Realize who you are, your sight must be pure, to see only God in this manifold world. Such vision is wisdom, it sets the soul free. See only one consciousness incessantly. By seeking in all men the Spirit divine, the notion of others abandons the mind. Without love, all learning is vain, and only through love true bliss is regained.
It's wonderful to go so deep.
Yes, it is. Open the eyes of my heart, oh Spirit. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you. Open the eyes of my heart, oh Spirit. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you. Lift me up and lift me high to see far and wide. Pour out your power of love, awakening my sight. Open the eyes of my heart, oh Spirit. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you. Open the eyes of my heart, oh Spirit. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you. Lift me up and lift me high to see far and wide. Pour out your power of love, awakening my sight. Open the eyes of my heart, oh Spirit. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you. Open the eyes of my heart. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you.
That is a beautiful song, beautifully sung and played. Wow. Well, we're continuing our theme for the month of December, which is release, reframe, rejoice. And tonight we're really going to be focused on reframing. And so we're talking about seeing through God goggles. And this is a beautiful phrase that came out of a class I was teaching here a few years ago. And it was Cheryl Macklin and Jeff Maxine. I know those were the two students that cooked this up. And they did a special presentation on seeing through God goggles. And it has become one of our expressions here in this beloved community. I love what Eric Butterworth said. Our job is not to set things right, but to see things rightly. What a difference! Moving things around here in our external world is trying to set things right. Oh, I can fix that. Does that ring a bell for anybody? Or anybody you live with? Let me fix that for you. There's a big difference between trying to set things right, as if I have the power to do that by myself, especially if it involves somebody else, which really has nothing to do with me. But to see things rightly is looking through these God goggles, right, Cheryl? She's got her stole on too. Which means seeing as the divine sees everything. Whole, complete, perfect. This takes some practice. It takes a little discipline to be willing and able to look through the appearance, which may not look so lovely, to what the real truth is. The person that may have upset you a little bit, confused you somewhat, is just an expression of the living God, living from his or her or their particular mindset at the time, which probably has nothing to do with you. So go ahead and see how beautiful they really are. Go ahead and look through the human frailties, the sense of separation, the false opinions that you have or they have or the world has, and see that beautiful being looking back at you. It's an amazing thing that takes place when we're willing to do that and conscious enough to stop and do it. Sometimes it takes taking a deep holy breath and saying nothing for a moment, and then looking and seeing and perceiving that magnificent, the spiritual magnificence, that's what we're talking about, right? The spiritual magnificence of that person, the rightness, the divine harmony within that situation that seems so ugly. We got to keep putting those goggles on. And the more we do it, the easier it becomes. You dropped your diamond. Better pick it up. It becomes easier the more we do it. It becomes so joyful. And we become so peaceful. And we see with our hearts. We see with the eye of the heart, which always sees in oneness, always sees in compassion. That's what we're developing. We came in here with the possibility of being bright, beautiful, creative, successful, loving, wonderful beings. And nothing has changed in terms of those possibilities. Whatever we may have experienced, whatever we may have been through, whatever trials, tribulations, and so forth we may have come through, and isn't the operative word through? Whatever we have come through and experienced, let's realize we were just in training. We were just in training. And that kind of helps us to reframe the past, which we were working on last week, so that we can live jubilantly. Don't you love the idea of living jubilantly? Allowing ourselves to be carried along through each day with this incredible power that has been given to us. The divine presence of God itself right here within each of us. And living from that place, not being concerned so much about the externals, because they're changing all the time. God isn't, and God doesn't see anything except beauty and love, wonderfulness. That is the vision to which we are attaining, and we can do it. So we're in the process of adjusting our vision. You know, we have put more altitude in our attitude of gratitude. Now, I think it's time for us to put more vitality in our vision, because it's powerful to see what's really true. And things will change right before our very eyes, as we continue this beautiful, beautiful practice. It's within our power to reframe our perspective of the past. Everyone can do it. Anyone can do it, without exception, because we remember that the externals are temporary. The erroneous ones dissolve in the light of truth like popsicles in our path. They just melt away. I can see clearly now. All popsicles have melted. The Spirit intelligently and creates and calls its creation good. Look what I did. Imagine the adoration of the divine saying, oh, look what I created. Look at you. If we are so beloved by the infinite mind and heart of God that brought us into being, why don't we just open our hearts a little more and receive that truth? Then, of course, it becomes so much easier to feel that delight and that compassion and that enjoyment and appreciation for all the other people in our lives. We can take a lesson from this divine being that calls everything good. So when we're judging, we're predicting a rather unlovely outcome. I wonder why we do that. Anybody want to tell me why we do that? It isn't very effective, and it can even, raise our blood pressure and get us into arguments. But when we see clearly, and when we bless, then we are blessed. See, we can go this way, we can go that way. Isn't it amazing the choices that we have? I can criticize, and things aren't going to turn out so wonderfully. I can bless, and everything is going to be sweet, wonderful, loving. God sees in wholeness. That's it. We make up the rest. Do you realize that? Do you realize how creative you are? We are? What an imagination we have. If God sees everything and everyone as perfect and whole, what is this silly stuff that we make up? Stop that. I'm talking to myself too. Imagine finally, after all this training that we've been through, finally realizing that the divine sees no flaws. I think most of us here have gotten over the old notion that we are sinful beings. There was a dear little lady in my church in Redondo Beach where I grew up, Church of Religious Science, Earl D. Barnum, who attended her mainline Christian church, and she had been brought up in it her entire life, but she would go to her Episcopalian, I think it was her Episcopalian church, lovely church in Redondo Beach, on Sunday morning, and then she'd come over to us on Ruby Street at that time. We were meeting at the Masonic Temple before they built that big, beautiful center on Nob Hill. And she would come to the 11 o'clock service. And my beloved teacher, Earl D. Barney, said to her, that's just fine. We love that you come to be with us, and you grew up in the Episcopal Church, and it's a beautiful place, so good for you. But one day she came in and she said, Barney, I'm going to join this church and I'm not going back to that other one. Now, I will never, my middle name is Interfaith, and I honor and delight in and appreciate and support all faith traditions, so I'm not knocking anything. This just happened to have been her personal, unique experience. She said, you know, because Barney said, why? Why would you do this? You've been in this church your whole life. She said, well, you know, I didn't pay too much attention to the preacher in the past when he would say that we were worms of the dust. But she said, this morning, he said, you are miserable worms of the dust. She said, that's it, I've had it with you. I didn't grow up about anything about sin. That was not in religious science. That was not in my teaching. So I'm very, very grateful for that. That doesn't mean that I didn't feel remorse or guilt about things as kids do, like I wasn't supposed to do that, you know. It's kind of part of the human condition, isn't it? But gosh, imagine realizing there is no sin but a mistake, and no punishment but a natural consequence. It's called the law of mind, sowing and reaping. Nobody, now hear this, if you heard nothing else, hear this. Nobody is up in the sky making marks in a book and sending lightning bolts to you or making bad plans for your future life. That has never been a part of this teaching because it's never been true. So if there's any leftover vestiges of sin or worms of the dust in your subconscious anywhere, will you just leave them here? Because I know that this is a wonderful church, and they have a spiritual vacuum goes around every night and releases all that stuff. The divine sees no flaws. Sees your beauty, sees your goodness, sees your loving compassion, sees your brilliance. Only delights in the beauty of your sacredness. So let's make a commitment not to judge, not to criticize, not to condemn. And let's choose instead to bless, to appreciate, and to love. We can improve our vision. So turn away from any unlovely appearance. They're going to be coming up. Yeah, I'm sorry, but they will. But do your I exercises. See as the I am sees. Those are your I exercises. And choose to see yourself and your whole world and everyone in it as God sees you and the whole world and everyone in it. Say with me, I remember how beautifully I was created. I call my world good. I see the divinity within everyone. I'm looking through God goggles. And now I have some holiday advice for you. Are you ready? Dance like Frosty, shine like Rudolph, give like Santa, and love like Jesus. And so beginneth your lesson, my beloveds. Oh, what fun we have in a one-horse open sleigh. Now we're going to have the pleasure of our prosperity celebration. Gives me joy to return with great thanksgiving to the source of my good. And so some of you give online, some of you give different ways. Come on up here, Miss Diane. And however you give, great. If you give other than the check and the plate, so many beautiful ways to do that. When the plate comes around, just go like this and bless everything, okay? All right, so will you say with me our prosperity affirmation? I choose to celebrate prosperity. Divine love blesses my gift. It is my acceptance of God as the source of my abundant supply. With joy and gratitude, I share my abundance with this center. In doing so, I am one with the law of circulation. My tithe goes forth to heal, to prosper, and to bless. It returns to me multiplied abundantly, and I am prospered. And so it is.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed.
I am so grateful for all that I have.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed and so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I am. I am so blessed. I am so blessed and so grateful. I am so blessed.
That they do beautiful work for our center and our community and beyond, and return to the loving giver, multiplied and abundant. And so it is. Thank you. All right. Oh, I had fun tonight. I hope you did too. Thank you for being here. I want to mention to you that we have wonderful practitioners here. 1/3 of them are present tonight because 2/3 are here in Pennsylvania and the others are in California and Florida. And some of you saw one of the beautiful celebrations we had last Sunday where our practitioners received their stoles and their badges, and we rededicated them to you. So anytime you see one of our wonderful practitioners here, they will be wearing a stole for easy identification, and you may go to any of them for assistance. When we are gathered here, the practitioner of the day or evening is available to you, as is any other person wearing a stole. If somebody comes in wearing a stole you don't recognize, they're not a practitioner, they're just kidding you. But these you can believe. And when we're gathered here, they will just simply give you the gift of 3 minutes, and that's a huge gift because it's a 3-minute miracle, and you simply say in 25 words or less, what would you like affirmative prayer, spiritual mind healing treatment for? And they will powerfully give you a rapid fire spiritual mind treatment, and you'll forget what you asked them for because it'll be behind you. And we also have a prayer chest. If you would like to leave a request in the box, our God Squad will treat for you. And if you include your email address, they'll send you a personalized affirmation. And you can always call and make an appointment with any of these wonderful people. So that's what I know about them. Now we're going to have a closing song in a little bit, and I'll invite you to, it's the one we did last week. It was really fun with my own 2 hands. But first I want to say that I am blessed by being with you, and I thank you so much for being part of this beautiful, beloved spiritual community. And so I will ask my practitioners and assistant minister to come up as we have closing words. Then we're going to come on down there for the song. I love those stairs. Okay. All right. So as we go forth, it is with great joy and peace in our hearts, moving through this sacred season with ease and grace and deep, deep gratitude, seeing only the beauty, the lights, the love, and the joy. And so it is.
So it is.
Come on down. down with your own 2 feet. Good, 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 yeah. Sorry.
With my own 2 hands, make it a better place. With my own 2 hands, make it a kinder place. With my own 2 hands, with my own 2 hands. With my own 2 hands. I can make peace on earth. With my own 2 hands, I can clean up the earth. With my own 2 hands, I can reach out to you. And with my own 2 hands, with my own 2 hands. Oh, with my own 2 hands. I'm gonna make it a brighter place. With my own 2 hands, make it a safer place. With my own 2 hands, gonna help the human race. With my own 2 hands, with my own 2 hands. Now I can hold you with my own 2 hands, and I can comfort you with my own 2 hands. But you got to use your own 2 hands. Use your own 2 hands. Yes, use your own 2 hands. With my own 2 hands. I'm gonna make it a brighter place. With my own 2 hands, gonna make it a safer place. With my own 2 hands, gonna help that human race. With my own 2 hands, gonna make it a brighter place. With my own 2 hands, and I can hold you. With my own 2 hands, and I can comfort you. With my own 2 hands, with my own 2 hands. With my own 2 hands. One more time. With my own 2 hands. 2 hands.
Take them and post them. Some have tear-offs, yeah? We want.
Right down the street.